Hi there, my name is Eli, and I had the crazy idea to participate in the Game Maker's Toolkit 2021 Game Jam, a game jam that has become the most popular one on itch.io. We had 48 hours to build a game from scratch and present it to the judges. Now this is my first true game jam ever. I participated in one other from my university, but we were much more lenient and relaxed. Here I would actually be creating a true game that would test my skills. The game I created was The Lightkeeper, a dungeon adventure game where you need to stay in the light and collect as much loot as possible. A simple concept, but a difficult execution that had some interesting challenges along the way. Here is my devlog. Alright, so it looks like our theme for this year, first year, right, for me at least, I know it's the 5th year of GMTK, is joined together. So I'm gonna come up, just brainstorm real quick, just figure out some ideas, scour a little bit, and just see what I can come up with. I came up with some interesting ideas, from 2 people joined together, to damaging enemies harms you, to when you move, the enemies move. Though I didn't pick any of them because they were all too simple. I felt like if I picked one of those would be the ones done to death. So instead I opted for staying inside of a circle. The concept became you would stay alive as long as you were inside the circle, but when you left though, you died. So I got to work on programming. I just wanted to test out my concept and see if I could do it. Well, I was able to actually figure it out pretty early on. So the rest of my day became scouring tutorials online to figure out other coding. From camera movement, to enemies, to shooting bullets out of the player. Each of these I had done a little bit before, except for the camera movements. Normally I just use a full room, but I wanted to experiment and try new things out. The camera turned out really well, and just using the tutorials online I was able to figure out even more stuff. So by the end of my first day, I was feeling pretty confident in what I had. I had a solid concept and could work on developing the enemies and appearances later on. Day 2 though would bring on different challenges. Alright, good morning guys. Today is Saturday morning. I had a pretty good night's rest and now it's just time to get back to work and see what we can create. I was so giddy last night because I was trying to sleep, but I was like getting so excited because I was like, oh man, I've got so many ideas and now I gotta figure out how the heck do I do them all? But I guess that's what happens with a game jam. Alright, well, back to the grind. Throughout most of day 2 was working on the sprites and art for the game. I really wanted to make it stand out and haven't really worked too much with sprite artwork before. I used a program called Ace Sprite, which is highly recommended for beginners. It was really easy to use and I got the hang of it fairly fast. I've always enjoyed the look of an indie game called Crawl, developed by Powerhoof. Their sprite work is amazing, so I used them as a reference for my main character. I spent a lot of time working on the sprites and getting the feel for the game. While the animation is really clean and looks super smooth, it took me off course for the rest of the day. I got pretty caught up in it and didn't work really hard enough on some of the other programming aspects. This later would crunch me a little bit further on, especially on the last day, when I needed to get so much more work done to finish the project. So a quick update before I have my lunch. Did some sprite work. Really, really happy with it. I'm shocked actually how good it looks. I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys, but yeah, I wasn't expecting it to turn out that well, and so I did that. So I'm gonna work on more of the tile sets and getting more of the aesthetic. I did buy a tile set. I have to actually figure out how to import it though, because it's an older version and I bought it off the marketplace. It was like 99 cents, but it looks really good and I'm super excited for that. And hopefully with that I'll be able to start decorating and start really honing in on some of the enemies and getting this working. But yeah. By the third day, I had to get sound effects, music, and a menu system finished. After returning from church that morning, I got back to the grind of putting the finishing touches on the game. The final product is what you see before you. You navigate the area and kill off the ghosts before they throw you out of the ring. Though the concept was interesting to pull off, I wish I could have made it more interesting to play. There isn't really any reason to explore the zone as the ghosts kinda come towards you. Combat isn't the most exciting as you just hit left click and the animation happens and the ghosts get knocked back. Still, I was able to learn a lot from this and hope to make better games in the future. I never knew how to do physical combat, so it was really cool to experiment with that as I've only done shooters. I was really happy with the sprite work and know that is my greatest strength right now. This was a great experience for me to do something I never really thought I was going to do. So if you're curious to play the game, I'll be putting the link in the description to my itch.io submission page. I want to thank Mark Brown for hosting the Game Jam and organizing such a cool event. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to chatting you with next time. Well, see you around.